Academic freeze. An academic freeze refers to the suspension or cancellation of the academic calendar and non-admission of students across all levels. COVID-19 prompted widespread closures of schools and universities across the Philippines. This coronavirus has a large impact to us, especially to the students, because it is hard for us to learn. Unlike face-to-face classes, the professor or the teacher can teach us very well, and the student can ask directly to the teacher. And not all the students have an access on the internet. And also, not all the student has the ability to study by themselves. As a student, I want to continue my education so badly that I'm willing to resort to methods that might put me in danger. The online classes set up include buying gadgets and paying for the internet, both expenses that many Filipino families cannot afford during a time of pandemic. Instead of budget for basic necessities, we can think on how to budget the money for monthly bills for internet. It also affects the mental and emotional pressure to many students who do everything to avoid, like doing TikTok, watching videos or vlogs in YouTube. That's why the student does not focus in their studies. The students will make an adjustment. Mindful idea that we will really learn the most foundational skills, the most essential ones that we will find useful later in our lives. The advanced isolate exists within the Philippines instruction framework for the longest time, but the widespread uncovered fair how terrible it is. The computerized separate is the boundary between those who have access to computers and the internet and those who don't. Educational achievement is intensely influenced by the advanced isolate, and this remains true numerous nations within the world. Numerous areas have a thin to none access to the internet connection. Totally, this learning is very difficult because like me, I'm doing the activities that the teacher or professor gave me. Then I'm pausing on the due date, but I can't say that I learned because I'm focusing also on the other activities and the other subjects. This method lacks empathy as schooling amid the global health crisis is no other than sacrificing your existence for the sake of academic grades, instead of saving a community for the hope of the society, targeting not the students' time management but their mental health. The CHED needs to consider the ability, the financial stability, and also the condition of every student. In addition to this, a possible loan with no internet agreement, public-private partnership, or government-business coordination can incentivize school employees and contractual workers. Academic freeze will give the country to have effective and efficient mass testing or mass vaccination, not only in the hands of one, but for a collective and responsive system to push through this pandemic. As far there are underprivileged students who are victims of a distorted system, they can just recover from a domestic trauma if inclusivity, mental health, and public safety are prioritized. No student should be left behind. Education is a right, but crisis response speaks of valuing human lives.